Hi, I'm Jack, and today I'm going to show you how to build a new Trello Power-Up using the Power-Up generator created by Optro. The generator has been built to make it as easy as possible for developers new and experienced to create their own Power-Up with minimal effort. It does this by asking simple questions such as what functionality you'd like to enable. And it will generate a simple note-taking application built in React using best practices out of the box. So let's get started, and feel free to follow along yourself. First of all, let's start the generator up. So if you open up your favorite terminal, in this case, I'm using iTerm on a Mac, but you could use any machine you want, such as a Windows or Linux computer. The first thing you need to do is check that you have Node.js installed, and you can run this by running the node-v command, and this will show the version of Node.js that you have installed. However, if you receive an error, please follow the link in the video description below to install it. Provided that you've got your version showing up here, we're now ready to start building our Power-Up. So the command that you need to run is npx @optro/create-trello-powerup. And we'll put this in the video description below for you to copy. And once you run this command, this will install and run the generator. The first question that the generator is going to ask is for us to give the Power-Up a memorable name. So in this case, I'm going to call it Hello World. Now this name will both be used inside the Power-Up, but also for the folder name that the project's going to be generated within. And after you've given your Power-Up a name, the next section that's going to be asked for is what capabilities you'd like to enable. Now, capabilities describe how your Power-Up will extend the user interface of Trello. For example, the card button capability will add a button to the back of the card. And the card badge capability allows you to add colored indicators to the front of your cards. So once you're happy with your selection, you can press enter to confirm this. After this, if you just press enter, this will confirm that you're happy with the options you've selected, and this will start the Power-Up generation. So at this point, the generator will do its thing and it will build a new Power-Up based on what you asked for. As you can see, it's installing the dependencies here for the Power-Up. Once complete, you can see the finished project in the folder based on the name that you gave it. So let's take a look at that now. As you can see, it's generated a set of files and folders which make up the Power-Up. So the final question that the generator is going to ask us is whether we'd like to run the Power-Up in development mode, which you can do by pressing enter. This is going to run the Power-Up and it's going to compile it, and it's going to give you a URL that you can now use to open in your browser. So as you can see, this URL here, if I copy this, and I'm going to open up Chrome, and I'm going to paste the URL that it provided inside my browser. And as you can see, our Power-Up's now running, and it's presented me with a list of steps that I can perform next, which will allow me to add my Power-Up to a board in Trello. First of all, click on the link at the top in step 1. This will take us to your Power-Up administration page. And from here, what you need to do is click Create New Power-Up. So I'm going to call my Power-Up Hello World, and I'm going to select the Optro workspace. And inside the iframe connect URL, I'm going to paste in the URL that we were provided from the command line. Next, I'm going to click Create. Now, the final thing that we need to do before we can add this Power-Up to a board is to enable the capabilities in Trello itself. So if you click on the capabilities option in the sidebar, and what we're going to do here, we're going to select the card back section, the card badges option, and the card buttons section. Now, if you don't select these capabilities here, they will not work. So it doesn't matter if you've enabled them inside the generator, you also need to enable the corresponding option here. Finally, let's open up a board and add this power up to it. So I'm going to click on the plus symbol and I'm going to create a new board, and I'm going to create it inside the Optro workspace, and I'm going to call this Hello World. Now that I've got my board open, I can click Show Menu, Power Ups, and you can either click on the custom option, or in this case, I'm going to search for my power up. As you can see, it's the first one that's popped up here. I'm going to click Add. And now the power up has been added to the board. So let's take a look at how it looks in action. So at this point, the power up has been added to our board. You can see it here on the right, Hello World. And let's take a look at what functionality this has added. So as you remember, the three capabilities we enabled were the card button, which you can see here on the right, which allows you to add a new card. So I'm going to add a new card here. I'm going to say Hello World. The other capability that we added was the card back section, which is this section here, which actually shows the notes on the screen. And the third and final capability that we enabled is the card badges functionality, which you can see displays the number of notes that we have added to a card. And so with that being said, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I hope that the Power Up Generator enables you to create innovative power-ups of your own.